morning you have a choice to wake up and be like, this is the life I want. Is it going to be average? And it all starts within mindset and confidence and courage and building those dreams that other people will look at you and be like, oh my God, she's crazy, or he's crazy. Like their goals are too big. Okay, that's fine.
It's too big for you.
It's probably too big for me, but that's okay because I'm going to be really, really big and, like whatever.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of 20s Unlocked. My name is Ben, and today I have a very special guest in the podcast today. I'm incredibly excited to welcome an exceptional guest to the show, Randi Lynn Quigley. How are you, Randy?
I am good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just happy that we're gonna get it started.
Yes, for what you guys didn't see is that we've been trying to figure out how to actually get this recorded on our platforms.
But I'm happy that we finally got this figured out somehow. With over $200 million in sales over the past decade, Randy has solidified her name as a trailblazer in the luxury real estate market. She's the founder of Opulent Realty and a proud member of the exclusive EXP luxury division and the host of the American Dream on HGTV, where she highlights stunning homes and the luxury lifestyle that accompany them. On top of that, Randy is also the author of her newly published book, From Post to Profit, a realtor's playbook for building a thriving real estate business through social media and brand influence. In this book, she shares her proven strategies for using social media and branding to build a successful real estate business. Her expertise goes beyond real estate. As a 10x coach with Grant Cardone's program, Randy Lynn is passionate about helping others break through their limits and dream bigger. Her innovative approach combines cutting edge marketing, personalized storytelling, and a deep understanding of what it takes to stand out in a competitive markets. In this episode, we'll dive into her inspiring journey, her insights on her insights on branding, and how dreaming 10 times bigger can transform your life and career. So please join me in welcoming Randy. How's
Hello.
it going, Randy?
Good. I don't know why I'm like thrown off by this camera today. I'm here. We're here.
No, I'm definitely excited. I've been looking forward to this conversation for the past month. So I'm definitely excited that we finally had the chance to talk. Um, Before we get going, I know you are really big into having a big vision in life. Why do you think it's important to have a big vision in life and in business?
Yeah, I think vision is everything. It's about how you feel inside because there's so many external factors, no matter what you do, trying to bring you down every single day. So I feel
Mhm.
like I would say that I'm in my own little bubble. Like I have these goals that are so big, and there's
Mhm.
always people outside being like, "Oh no, that's too big," or "You work too much," or
Mhm.
whatever. So, but I don't care. Like it's creating like the biggest vision ever because
Mhm.
we as people sometimes fall short of
Right.
whatever we dream. So if your vision and your dreams and your goals aren't big enough, you're just going to fall short of something that's not even close to, the amount of whatever
Right.
you accomplish. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like it's, you might as well, dream something that you wouldn't dare dreaming. At least it will take you a place that you weren't before.
Yeah, but you know what? Like once you start thinking and dream big, you break it down into numbers and then you break
Mm,
it down even smaller. The next thing you
mm,
know, you're like, wait, my dreams that I thought were too big really aren't too big. They're
mm.
super doable. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Right. Yeah. Because I mean, other people have achieved those big dreams. So what I always try to tell myself is like, why not me? If they can do it, why not me?
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
I
exactly.
love that. I
Yeah.
love that. And what is it that drives you? What is it that what drives your passion for um helping other break through their limit?
Yeah, so a little bit of backstory. Like I grew up with like lower middle class and I saw my parents always struggle. And then I actually was married with three kids before, and then I left that marriage and
Okay.
we separated. I won't go into all of that, but that left me as a mom, a single mom of three kids with
Mhm.
absolutely no child support, no maintenance. So I like had to struggle. I didn't even struggle. I had to like push myself to make sure that I got to that next level to where I can support my kids. So
Right.
when I see other people who are like, oh, like people say all the time, like, oh, maybe you just learned because you came from money, or you always had it within you, but I didn't, you know? So
Mhm.
the fact that like I was like probably at one of my lowest lows, and like probably lower than most of the people I've ever been. And
Mhm.
to get to the point to where I am now, I'm like, oh my God, if I can do this, like everyone can, and everyone
Mhm.
should. Like
Mhm.
everyone should not. I feel like society tells us to like level down. Like it's okay,
Mhm.
just fit in, be quiet,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know?
Play safe.
Be safe. You don't have to be too loud, because then you
Yeah.
might get attention, and you might do something too big, people might talk about you. And it's like,
Right.
you know, um,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just finally, I'm gonna be 42. So I'm like finally at an age where I'm like, I know myself, I've been through it, and it took me a
Mm.
little bit too long. I feel like if I would have known everything I know now, I could have done it a lot sooner, because you're in your 20s, right? Um, but if people can like see everything and potential like early on, or whatever it is, or even like 50,
Mm.
60, like their age is no limit, right? But I feel like
Mm.
there's just so much opportunity around us, but like
Mm.
we need to start doing that mindset shift and realizing it and seeing it, you know?
Yeah, I definitely I can relate to what you say, the people around you wanting to play safe, because I'm kind of like in the same position right now
Okay.
where, because I'm from, I'm from like a Congo, from Africa. And you know when you come here, like when you come to the US as an immigrant, you get a job, you go to school, and you think that you made it, and I feel like most of my the people in my environment, they came in the US, they graduated from college, they got a good job. For them, like that's it. That's where it stops. But to me, deep down in me, I always knew that this is not it. Like I know there is more
Yeah.
in life than just where I am right now.
Right. And it's so easy. That's why it's so important to surround yourself around
Yeah.
people who are doing the things way bigger than you. Because if you're
Right.
surrounding people who are not, it's not bad, but if people are just average around you, and you're surrounding yourself, and then you do a little bit better, you're like, just as a human, as person, you're just like,
Hmm.
okay, well, I'm okay because I'm
Hmm.
doing better than whatever. It's just human
Hmm.
nature, right? But it's
Hmm.
like, no, like there's just so much more.
There's more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, yeah, and that's what I see every day when I look at all those, even you, like when I look at you, like all you're doing with your business, and I look at all the like other people, and it tells myself like, no, there's more that I can do. There's more. um I have more in me that I can give than what
Mhm.
I'm giving right now.
Yep.
So there's definitely more that you can give always.
I can still do more too. You know, when I start talking to my numbers, I'm like, oh my gosh, these goals are actually pretty small, you know?
Right, right. No, I understand. So how did you get into real estate? How did they uh, came into your life? I
So
kind of read it
yeah.
through. I kind of had a background on your book a little bit, but just
Okay.
for those who don't know you, how did you
Yeah.
get into real estate?
So, my ex-husband was a realtor, and
Mhm.
I slowly, like, I was a stay-at-home mom at that time,
Mhm.
and I would see like what he did, and I knew, again, full disclosure, I'm an open book. I knew that I wanted something different with my life than the current life I had, but
Mhm.
I have a background in accounting. I knew that raising
Okay.
my kids and being an accountant with like the schedules, it wasn't really doable, you know, for me to be a mom, working mom, and work in the city with kids. So
Mhm.
I was like, I can do this, I can be a realtor too. And I
Mhm.
kind of learned the stuff that he did that I didn't want to do, but I also learned stuff that I could do. And
Mhm.
I took the test, and I love people, I love
Mhm.
homes. So I
Mhm.
just kind of like dove right into it. I was like, I'm doing this. I got my mindset, and I just went in. Like I do
Yeah.
everything. Like you probably see, I'm doing so many things. I just
Yep.
jump right in, you know?
Wow, that's impressive, because not everybody, just like your story. If it was like someone else, like they would have been scared, like because it is a lot of risk, if we have to be
Yeah.
honest, diving right into real estate. So how was it like those first few months? You know,
You know what? Because I've
mm,
had the background around it, and I think I had no choice. I literally had no income coming in because
Mm-hmm.
the fact that I did the marriage ended and we
Mm-hmm.
were going through divorce and I had no child support, no alimony because the rules were 50-50 and I just didn't
Mm-hmm.
want to fight. I just wanted out. So I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I'm just going to do it. Like there was I think I gave myself no other option than to just do it, you know?
Right.
So I
Mm.
feel like sometimes we make ourselves comfortable that we forget if we're comfortable, let's just say someone closes 10 million, 20 million, they're like, okay, this is good. I'm comfortable. But
Mm.
what to get them, they got to that point because of the hustle they once had. Do you know what I
Mm.
mean? So it's
Mm.
like you can keep on growing every single year, but you have to keep that hustle. You have to commit to
Mm.
literally that daily hustle because we make our own hours as a realtor, you know? So we can
Mm.
easily be like, oh, good, I made really good money this month and then next month makes zero. If you don't always commit to prospecting, commit to selling, to you know what I mean? You have to
Yeah.
literally wake up and work as if you're working a 9 to 5 job.
Mm. I like that.
Yeah.
So treat it as a 9 to 5 job.
Treat it like a job. And then the weekends. And then the nights. But you gotta
Yeah.
treat it like a business because this is your
Right.
business. So if you just
Yeah.
like, oh, my hours are flexible and I want to go party or I want to do whatever,
Right.
and you don't have leads coming in, you know?
For someone who still working a 9 to 5, um, I it now that I'm doing like real estate too, it feels like I'm working the same hours that I work my 9 to 5.
Like a lot.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and I pretty much work 7 days a week. If
Yeah.
I have to be honest,
Yeah, I work
you
7 days
know,
a week too. I'm like, I'm gonna take Sunday off, and the client will be like, "Can you show me home?" Like, done. I'm there. Can you do someone just texted me, "Can you do photos Sunday?" I'm like, done. I'm there.
wow, wow, yeah, that's I mean, it takes a lot of dedication and hard work.
Yeah.
So how was it with your first client? How was the experience with your first client?
Yeah, I feel like any realtor going in, it just takes practice, and I don't want to say fake it till you make it, but own who you are. I feel like real
Mhm.
estate now is more of a people business than it is a
Oh
sales
yeah,
business.
100%.
So a lot of it just comes from, building that inner confidence up, and being
Mm,
like, okay, I'm going to come in. If you don't know something, it is okay to say, I don't know, but I will get those answers to you
mm,
versus making up some story that is completely irrelevant. It doesn't make sense. It makes you look incredible, like not
yeah,
credible.
don't
Um,
lie.
so yeah, I feel like, but again, I went full time into it when I was in my 30s. So I wasn't young. So it's
Hmm.
not like it was like selling was new to me or I already knew like who I was. But I feel like
Okay.
in any business that you go into, it's in any sales business in
Yeah.
particular, it's literally just knowing yourself, building the confidence, like knowing, just keep on researching, like knowing your product
Mm.
and feeling confident in it, and then also showing your personality through. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, I understand. Is that like the framework that you used when you again, I'm going back to your book, when you met your first client, because in the book you mentioned that it was a young couple,
Mhm.
and you were just going to it and you didn't know what to do, and then but you were just being yourself the whole time.
Yeah, so that's the thing is that you don't, when you first start, you don't know. You're just going there and you do have a little bit of anxiety, right?
Oh
But
yeah.
you just go and you go with the flow and you learn. Just like this, like I have a lot of people who are saying to me, like, I want to do video or I want to do podcasts, but I'm so uncomfortable on camera. I'm like,
Mhm.
just practice it no matter
Yeah.
what you do, practice it. Like the first time you do anything, you're scared, you're uncomfortable, you're like, I'm just gonna put a smile on my face and show up and we're gonna do it. I don't know what I'm doing, but we're gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it. Just
That's
so
gonna do
basically,
it. Yeah.
just commit to it.
Yeah, you just do it. So yeah, you do have like that inner side of like, I don't know what I'm doing, but
Yeah.
you just have to go in and just take that step, dive in.
Mhm.
If you're a realtor and you go through the coaching, you go through the school, you pay our dues because it can add up really quickly. You
Mhm.
already are invested. You don't want that money
Mhm.
and time to go to waste.
True.
You
True.
gotta dive right all in. People are so afraid because they don't know, but you don't know until you actually do it, you
True.
know, and do
So
it again and again and again, you know,
it, it is a mindset shift for
it's
sure.
mindset. Yeah.
Now let's switch a little bit about branding. So you're in a luxury real estate business. So, but you've built an iconic brand in the luxury market. So, tell me a little bit what role does branding play in your strategy?
Branding is everything. Branding is everything. Like, and here's the thing, you are your brand. So branding necessarily they aren't necessarily the homes per se. It's
Mm,
you, the cat, like who you are the clients that you represent. And then
mm,
when I have clients from like a $200,000 range to have an 8 million and a 16 million coming this year, but those, no matter what, I treat my business and brand all of them the same, meaning that
mm.
I always use professional photos. Like I take everything, I put my all in every single listing,
Yeah.
So that's
Mm,
when it comes to brand. Like you really need to sit down, take a piece of paper and say, these are the clients I want to attract. This is who I am. This is who I feel comfortable. This is who I resonate with. And then
mm,
create that brand around the vision you see for what you want to become in 5 years.
mm.
You almost like play the part of what you want to be in 5 years.
Okay.
You got to
So
always think ahead.
you so you basically being the person that you
Want to
want to
be.
be already.
Mhm.
Mm,
Yeah, because if you're sitting there and you're thinking small, like, we all have to start somewhere. If you're like, I don't have, like, if they're like, hey, how long have you been in real estate? And it's your first deal, you don't want to lie and say, I've been around for so long. I've been a realtor for so long. But what you can
mhm,
say, let's just say you have, you're selling cars before for 5 years. You can say something along the lines, or I've been in sales for 5 years.
mm,
I absolutely love homes. You don't answer it correctly, but you don't lie, but you don't have to necessarily say, you can say what other attributes or things that you have that actually
mm.
make you credible and worthy of being there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just about showing who you are and walking the talk of the person that you want to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
That's 100% being it, dressing the part,
Yeah,
getting up. Like I'm not gonna, again, everyone does whatever they do. And like you'll
yeah.
guys see my social media. I'm always in sweatpants and sweatshirt.
Oh yeah.
But when I am showing a client, regardless, I never show up in
Mm,
sweatpants or gym shoes
right.
with like holes but honestly, in my market here, I'll be showing a home and another agent will come in and I'm like, oh, is the agent here? And they're like, we're the agent. And they're literally wearing like like a sweatsuit with like Uggs, like that are
Hmm.
slippers. And I'm like, that's to them. That works
That's
for
them.
but
Yeah.
that's not the image that I want because I'm like, I didn't even know
Mm,
they were a realtor because they came underdressed, even more dressed less than their realtor. And that's not the brand that I want. But if
mm,
that's the brand you want, and or whoever
mm,
wants, that's fine. But you got to know that what you dress, what you drive, it's just that's the image and the brand that you create is you. You're the start to all of that, you
mm.
know?
Yeah. What is unique value proposition?
Unique value proposition when I'm talking about that. Okay. Um, you're talking about my book. I'm like brain right now. Um, like what did I don't even know what I like even wrote about that part now. I'm like my mind like stopped. When you're talking about like your unique brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, here's the thing. Whenever you're
Mm,
in any kind of brand, like you need to show your uniqueness too. When I talk about like being unique in the unique proposition, what I really, really mean and what I want to like have that actually come across is
mhm.
that you like when someone how do I explain it? Like there's so many realtors around here. Like
Oh
we
yeah.
so many people, and no matter what business you in, there are so many different people
Yeah.
around you, right? And you need to stand out. You need to choose something that you can resonate with people, that your unique brand. Like, and that goes into so many other things. Like, for instance, I have horses, so I do a lot of equestrian properties.
Mm,
So that
okay.
is something I resonate with. I am a mom. I'm a mom of four. I have a husband. We live in a farm. Like all of those things, you got to figure out what that is. And then you have to own it. Like, actually, to be honest, a lot of people I'm coaching right now are moms, are women, because that's who I am, obviously. And
Mm,
a lot of them are like, I have kids. I don't know how to, sometimes I don't know how to answer my phone because there's a kid screaming in the back. I'm like, take your child, do a video and be like, oh, look at, I have like a baby. I have my baby with me. But you know what? We're going to go show some homes. Like that's your, like that is what your
That's
brand
a unique
is.
value.
You need
Mm,
to just own who you are. Don't hide who you are. Be unique in your own brand. Because I think some people are so afraid that like we need to fit this certain mold. We need, like I just said, my brand isn't like showing up in sweatpants and things like that, but
yeah.
maybe that's comfortable for someone else. That's great. You
Right.
know, like whoever you are as a person, you need to be authentic and real across all your platforms, in person, in social media, because I'm so big in social media branding. That's what
Mm,
a lot of my book is into, different kinds of branding and social media and platforms that we go into. But
mm.
I feel like it's just, it comes into all of that too, where you need to be yourself, and those are the people you're going to attract. Because the more authentic you are,
Mm.
the easier people are going to feel like they connect to you. Like when I go on appointments, to be honest, when someone calls me off of social media, they call me and I don't need to interview against three other agents. Like they just call
Mm.
me, they know me, and they're ready to sign because they know me,
Because you know, yeah.
you know?
I, I love it. Just be yourself.
Just be yourself. But you have to
Mm.
really dig deep into figuring out what that is. You
I
know,
agree.
you really need to do the work and figure out, okay, what does that look like? Who am I? Who do I want to attract? You know what I mean?
Mm. I
What
agree.
makes me unique as an agent? Like, what do I have to offer that this person doesn't? You know, and I'm not for every client. Every
Mm.
client isn't for me, and I'm not for them. Just like,
Right.
you know, like that's what makes us all good. And that's why we're not in competition with each other. We really shouldn't be, you know?
My next question is, I'll talk about the 10x mindset. Can you kind of explain what that is for those who don't know
Yeah.
what it
So
is?
actually, I'm flying down in 4.5 weeks. I think it's 4.5 weeks now. To
Mm.
oh, that's so weird. You see, I'm like,
Yeah, zoom out.
there we go. I'm casual. I'm like in pants. I'm like, I'm just casual because you always saw my face. What is
Yeah.
going on with this? Whoa. Okay. Anyways, 10x lifestyle. They're like, we want to get, they're like, okay, we're talking about Grant now. We got to get this
Yes.
like thing in.
Yes.
But yeah, so I'm flying down in about 4.5 weeks to actually become certified and one of their elite coaches too, to work with Grant Cardone. And it's I don't know what's going on with this. So we're just gonna go with it.
So good.
10x mindset. How it works is exactly what I talked about. When I am coaching someone, I'm saying, what are your goals for 2025? This is really distracting.
Is there a way to kind of stop it?
What? I don't know what's
Is
this.
there a way to stop it?
I don't know. I'm not doing anything.
All right, there it is. Yeah.
Let's talk about 10x. Okay.
Mm.
So, for instance, we talked about this already a little bit, how someone, when you're coming into,
Mhm.
just ignore it. Everyone turn their turn, just listen and don't
Mhm.
watch. But
Mhm.
when you have goals, like for instance, I'm talking to people like, what are your goals? Okay. And they're like, okay, I closed 7 million. My goal next year is to close 10 million. I'm
Mm.
like, you don't need me to close 10 million. You've already done 7. You can easily do 10.
Same.
I'm like,
Right.
if you're gonna hire me, you need to think big. And they're like, okay. So I'm like, take the number you really want. And they're like, I don't know, 20 million. I'm like, okay, better. Because you're gonna hire a coach, you need to go higher. But I'm like, now we got to do the numbers, we got 10x that. So if I'm running
Mm.
numbers off of someone's production of 10 million, I then automatically add a 10 to it. I 10x every single thing that they do, right? So 10x, then we run numbers off of like a $200,000 gross, like our production year. And we break it down into weekly, daily, whatever. And we strive super, super, super hard to reach that $200,000 or $200 million, whatever we're doing, whatever your numbers are, right? We reach
Mm.
those goals. And the reason why it's so powerful at the 10x is that, like I said before, people always fall short. It's not like a bad thing. It is just what it is. And I would
Mhm.
rather have someone or you personally or me personally fall short of 10 times my goals than setting a goal that is too little and being
Mm.
complacent and not being motivated enough to where I'm actually
Mm.
selling and doing far less than even my
Mm.
goals of that minimal average life, you know? So
Mm.
10x lifestyle goes more into not even just numbers and goals, but everything you do in your life. So
Mm.
10x your health,
Mm.
your like
Your
every
relation, your
relationship, your
everything,
religions,
your
who
religion.
you are
Mhm.
as a person. Every
Mm.
single day when I do coaching in 10x, I have a platform to like the Cardone U, which is all about mindset. Not necessarily do I coach like 100% all on what Grant talks about and says, but a lot of it is mindset. It's that mindset change. It's that finding that drive and that fire in you to really go ahead and so annoying.
It's okay.
To really go ahead and 10x your entire life. Like every
Mm.
single morning you have a choice to wake up and be like, this is the life I want. Is it going to be average? Is it going to be, am I going to find a way like, oh my gosh, it's snowing out. It's horrible out. Am I going to be super mad and cold and like not
Mhm.
want to leave the house? Or am I going to be like, hey, it's snowing out. Let's go make a video about the snow
Oh
because
yeah,
it is what it is.
yeah.
You see the house, whatever as half empty or half full. 10x is the exact same principle, except
Mm.
you're going to like 10x every single part of your life. And it all starts within mindset and confidence and courage and building those dreams that other people will look at you and be like, oh my God, she's crazy, or he's crazy. Like their goals are too big. Okay, that's fine.
It's too big for you.
They're probably too big for me, but that's okay because I'm gonna be really, really big and like
Yeah,
whatever. Like so 10x is just 10xing your entire life to see big
right.
things. And a lot of people are so comfortable with where they're at that they
Mhm.
don't necessarily even dare or allow themselves the confidence and the courage to even think that they can do that.
Yeah,
Do you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
I love that whole mindset. I'm all about that.
Yeah. And that's what
uh,
life is, it's all about
mm,
big dreams, big.
mm,
And you can do it. Like, who's telling you can't? Because your neighbor says you can't, and
mm.
they're $10 million, not 10 million. You know what I mean? They like are living paycheck to paycheck on credit cards or something because they can't do it, which is fine. But
Mhm.
because they're still in this mind of poor me, the victim mindset, like, oh, I don't want any of that.
Yeah, 100%. What advice do you have for young adults,
I got
young
like 40
professionals?
minutes in a call because our
Yeah,
start late. I'm sorry.
no, that's my last question.
Aw.
Any advice for any young professional, new agent, and we'll close on that.
Yes, call me to be your coach. No, I'm just joking. No, but any young agent, start off young. Start off young. If you're young, start out big. Like, don't go and listen. It's so sad. I was just talking to someone else, and I'm not saying don't respect your elders because you don't definitely
Mhm,
do.
mhm.
But it seems like the older generation doesn't understand. A lot of people in my age don't understand all the potential of the world that we're in right now.
Oh yeah.
Just know that no matter what you do in life and no matter what age you're starting out, go all in. If you choose to do something, go all in. Don't dibble dabble in it, see whether or not it will work. Like you need to know that you just go all in from the beginning, if that makes sense.
Mm. I, I, I agree. I agree. Thank you so much for your time,
I'm sorry.
Randy.
We'll have
No,
to
it's
do our
okay.
Zoom when we can figure out Riverside.
Yeah,
You know?
we'll have to. I want to do this again one day,
Yeah.
but for
Talk more
today,
set since we are limited to a half hour now.
yeah. But for today, I'll let you go. Thank you so much for your time,
Yeah,
and
thanks
I
for
really
having me.
appreciate all the insight and all the wisdom and knowledge that you shared today.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much.